I've recently acquired this Fordson Major spare parts list in overall fantastic condition for its age. It is a gloss booklet, no oil stains, no rips, tears or anything like that, which is great for particularly an agricultural manual. Front cover, we've got some lovely symbolism, info, when they're still made in Dagenham, England. The royal stamp top right there, by appointment. So we'll go through. In my opinion, this is a very essential book to have if you're going on the journey of restoring a tractor, and I'll show you why. As we go through, we've got our index to the parts list, where all the main things are, what page they're on, covers everything here. Index to illustrations, abbreviations, RC is row crop tractor, things like that. Continue on. So on here we've got an explanatory note about the dating on the spare parts list, the instruction for ordering parts, things like that. And then we get down into the spare parts list. So this is for Fordson Major Tractors from 1952 onwards. And if we zoom in, bear with me. We've got all the information you're going to need. We've also got part number, name of the part, HPL, hydraulic power lift, the year, any remarks, and a quantity required, petrol, diesel and vaporizing oil. You'll see there's a lot of parts used in the E27N tractors, like here for example, that have carried over from the E27N production into the Fordson Major. Again, being post-war, trying to keep standardized parts was important for pricing and efficiency. But then also we have these specific Fordson Major parts, E1A DKN. So that shows you which parts from a Fordson Major might just fit onto your E27N restoration project. Now with the year, and I'll try and get to a page that better explains it. Bear with me. Engine. So if we have here on the year, and that's year of manufacture. So where it's just the date, that was solely produced in 1952. We've got 52 to 54, for example. That part was produced for tractors built between 1952 and 1954. And these ones here, we've got the dash and the line. That is parts that are their start date manufacturer, and they are continued to this day from this print. You've got some 52s there, you've got 53, and away you go. Part numbers are sequential where they can be. As you can guess, there are a lot of part numbers. Down the bottom, you've also got specific guides for anything related to that part, particularly the engine. Over here, you've got required when in service when bolt hole breaks through big end bearing diameter. Now, in my mind, the most useful part of this book, and as you can see, there are a lot of parts here. As we go to the back, keep going. It covers everything. Miscellaneous parts, auxiliary parts. Keep going, almost there. We have a list of standard parts, and these are mainly our bolt sizes. Now, the best part of this book is the illustrations, and you'll see why in a second. If you're restoring a tractor or trying to replace a part, these diagrams are some of the best you're going to find. So that's fully exploded views of all the major components so that they can then identify part numbers. So if you need a specific bolt size, like you've snapped a bolt, for instance, this bolt up the top here to hold the tin work on, the rear mud guards. In Australia, it is getting harder to get imperial sized bolts. So from here, I can get my part number. I go to the corresponding part number, and it gives me the exact size of that bolt. So I can go to a specialty realtor, bearing supplier, things like that, and give them the specific size and the actual dimensions of the bolt I need to enact a repair or a restoration. Now if we continue through, lovely diagrams, particularly when you're disassembling pieces. You can see clips, circlips, gaskets, where there might be a sneaky bolt. I believe a parts list is essential for anyone doing maintenance, repairs, or a full restoration, just because it gives you a bit of an edge on what's there as opposed to the workshop manual. A lot more detail in this because I need to explode the views so much, but really nice diagrams. Things make a lot more sense, gears, filters, even down to the different kinds of filters and the springs, gaskets, fuel pump. It's all here in this document. A big one that I'm going to be looking at in the very near future in terms of videos is the fuel injection pump, after I've had a few requests through this channel. This is probably one of the better exploded diagram views of the fuel pump you're going to get, and it comes from your very unassuming spare parts list. If you can grab a copy, I suggest it. Very informative, very useful, and really helps you on identifying bits you may need or little surprises when you're disassembling for repairs. All right, hope you've enjoyed that one. I'll get back onto the new Fordson wreck I've acquired as the week continues.